Welcome, everybody, to our 2026 Roadmap webinar series on the customized repository search bibliographic indexes. We're delighted to be joined today by Erez Shabo. Erez, thank you for taking time out of what I know is your very busy booked schedule. I had a tough time finding a free slot here. So thanks for joining us both now, and if anyone wants to see this session twice, you can see it again in what will be our evening. We'll be delivering this again 5 p.m. our time, which is going to be 9 a.m. USA Eastern time. So you're welcome to join this again, and you can see the recordings. You can actually see two live versions and a recording if you'd like. And with that note on the recordings, let's just go through some brief administrative issues. I'm gonna just come over here. So that PowerPoint that you just saw is coming from this page here about presentations and documents on resource management. Presentation is called Customized Repository Search Indexes. I know everyone's got this page, or at least most of you have this page, but in any case, I'm going to send this out. So that's sent out in the chat. This is our 2026 Roadmap Webinar Series page. You'll see here also a link to that presentation, the customized repository search bibliographic indexes. You can access it from there. I sent out the link to this page, although I know for sure that most of you, if not all, have this page because of the registrations were done through this page, or many of the registrations. So on that note, you see here you can register for the upcoming sessions. We put in the link to the recording after the session, so either later today or tomorrow, we'll have the link here to this session. And while we're on this page, let me point out next week we've got another session. Next week, it's going to be on Wednesday, I believe, February 18th. Is that a Wednesday, February 18th? I believe so, because if today is the 10th and it's a Tuesday, then the 18th will be a Wednesday. So that's AI-based tools in Primo V NDE. And then March 5th, which I believe is 3 or 4 weeks away, 4 weeks away, linked open data editor for BibFrame. These are both big hot topics. Topic today is also a hot topic, as we see with all of these ideas exchange requests. But in any case, AI, everyone's talking about AI. Linked data, BibFrame, everybody's talking about linked data, BibFrame. So stay tuned. Come see us. Excuse me, on those. By the way, allow me to give a little plug here. For the Knowledge Days of the eLuna, we're going to be having tracks covering both of these topics. We haven't yet finalized exactly what's going to be in the Igloo Knowledge Days, although I'm quite sure we will be including AI linked data in BibFrame. I think every webinar nowadays, or every conference nowadays in the area of library science, covers AI and covers linked open data in BibFrame. And we will be, of course, not only showing it, but leading the way as we do. Okay, let's move on. So then we've got our page here of the education webinars. Let me just show how easy it is to find these, because I'm showing you links, but we make sure that all of our documentation, all of our material is easily retrievable on the web. So for example, here, if I just say Ex Libris education and webinars, that will be either the first or one of the first, and it's the first session, first answer. So here is our session for today. Right now it says register, but it will say soon on demand, and then you'll be able to read it. For example, the relative date index, which we did last time, is already on demand where you can watch the video. This is still on register because it's not over. So you will have the option to view the recording from here as well. So you've got that on the 2026 Roadmap Webinar Series pages. We have a link to the recording. You've got it here on our Education Webinars page. And of course, inside YouTube, let's go to YouTube and see the Ex Libris channel for a moment. So this is the Ex Libris Limited channel, and all of the sessions come here as well. Here's the Primo V Next Discovery Experience we gave. And for example, if I come to the playlist, we've got a playlist right here in the 2026 Roadmap Webinar Series. And here's the first one that we already did. Let me stop this. And you're welcome to join to view everything here as well. Okay, without further ado, let's jump into our topic. So I'm in the 2026 release notes here. And if I look here for bibliographic indexes, or if I come here to resource management, or if I come here to release February 2026, let's say I want to look for the word indexes or index. Oh, interesting. Let's just say all in all and say bibliographic. If that doesn't work, we'll just go to our screenshot. What did I spell here? Oh, now I got the index. Okay, great. So we have new indexes. These are customized indexes, which institutions can customized. Is this February release? This came out. I'm sorry, Erez. Customized.
Yes, you had it there.
Oh, I had it there. Sorry. Let
You
me
had
just
it
say
by
indexes
searching
a little
index.
slowly. Okay. New search. Oh, here we are.
Yes.
Okay. Enhanced MARC bibliographic index infrastructure. So this is what we're going to be showing today. It's a new way, or a way, it's not even a new way, it's a new feature, which is the ability to create search indexes on any field. Yes, you heard properly, you heard correctly, any field. Now, we already had this for what we call local fields, which are those fields beginning with 9, all the 900s, or those that have a 9 as the second digit, such as a 690 local subject, 590 local note, etc. So this is on any other field. For example, the 310 frequency. That's a popular one. People wanted to be able to search by the 310 subfield A. And many other fields. And we're going to do some examples. So let's very briefly begin with the PowerPoint, then we're going to jump right in. So like I stated here, this is a feature to be able to create any index on any field. And this is what I stated here, that we already had this for the 9XX fields, for the local fields, and you can see that via this presentation here, how to define local fields for search and display in Alma and Primo, which, by the way, I recall doing a session on that way back, early 2020s, as they, the early part of our current decade. So that's what we're talking about now, the non-local fields being able to build any index. Now, these are all ideas exchanges. There are 13 ideas exchanges here. One of them is general, asking to be able to customize the search indexes. Let's take a brief look at that one. But then there are also several others which don't say allow us to customize the search indexes and do whatever we want, but do very specific ones. So this is, for example, we'd like to customize search indexes for all MARC 21, not only the local fields. And then they start giving an example. So this has been done. This is what we're showing today. And all of these other ideas exchange here, like add the 775 field, or we need to search add the publisher location to the keywords, or index field 773G. Because we have, as you know, out of the box ready to use indexes, and a lot of them. However, we don't index every single field which exists. And it's really not an efficient method, because you could just say to us, hey, Ex Libris, instead of doing this, why don't you just index every index possible? So it's not efficient to do something like that, because then you're creating indexes, let's say, just in case someone might need it, but it's putting a lot of mass on the system, both size, performance, everything. So this way, each institution has those indexes that they need, and everyone's happy. And then, of course, we have the existing ones. So I think that's enough PowerPoint. Anything else you want to add, Erez, before I jump in and actually show them this feature? Or are you going to wait till the end? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to let Erez, by the way, take care of any development related features. If there's anything you want to ask, why did we do whatever, and are we doing something else in the future? I'll let Erez take care of that. So let's jump in. In fact, I'm just going to close this altogether. So let's say I want to index, we'll start with the 310, because 310 is one of those real examples in the PowerPoint of the fields that someone wanted to index. In fact, I've got them also in the roadmap webinar series here. So here you can see index field 310 from the repository search. Somebody opened this ideas exchange and said, we want the 310. I think they said subfield A here. Let's see what they said. It would be useful to be able to search within all records with the field 310, not only through the codes in the 008, but also in the 310. Okay, so let's see what we're talking about here. Let's define it and let's make a situation where the institution can index the 310 field. Now, before I even go into indexing the 310 field, let's see what we have already. So if I say Alma, Ex Libris, Mark 21 search indexes, enter. Okay. Let's go take a look at them. And because I want to point out what we already have, what we don't have, and why this is even a need, because there's no need to do it on something we already have. So if we come down here, there's two tables in this Mark 21 bibliographic all title search in the documentation. There's a table that has the tag, the mark code, which is already indexed, and then to what search index it goes. And then there's another one which does the opposite way. It gives the search index and then says what fields are indexed in it. So that's this one here. For example, here's everything that goes to the uniform title, everything that goes into the creator. So let's see if at all the 310 now is indexed, and if so, how. So if it was indexed, it would be right here between the 300 and the 336 because it's a organized table alphanumerically. So 310 would be right here. So 310 right now is not indexed. Let's index it. So let's go into an Alma, and I'm going into a standard February release, nothing out of the ordinary, just like the one you have. I don't have any special developments here. Alma February release, let me log in. I think I will be Alicia Hen today. So I'll log in as Alicia. And let's see what's happening here. So let's define our indexes. So we'll come to configuration, and this is all step-by-step in that PowerPoint, step-by-step in the documentation. I just don't like to bore people switching slides and reading a PowerPoint when you can do it on your own. So let's go to the configuration. And under resources, let me make this a tad larger for everybody. So under resources, we've got custom indexes. Not search indexes. Search indexes, that's the indexes that already exist and you can play around with the naming, etc. Custom indexes. And let's add now that 310. So we'll say add row. What mark field do I want to index? I want to index the 310. Do I want this for the simple search? Do I want it for the advanced search? I'm going to put this only in the advanced search, and we'll see why in a moment. If it's not something that's super popular, you might want to put it only in the advanced search, or if it's something that somebody will typically search with by phrase or by those parameters which are available in the advanced search, you might want to put only in the advanced search, but your decision. So I'm going to put this in the advanced search, 310, add. Now, I want to call it something. I could, by the way, just leave it like this and it'll be called 310. If I come now, for example, before I call it something, just to show the process here, what are we at? 816. Okay. So if I come here now and I come to the advanced search, I might already have it. I might need to log out, log in. Let's log out, log in, and then we'll show it. So let's say.
You didn't save.
I didn't save it. Oh, wow. Good thing you told me that. I would have gone crazy. Resources and custom indexes. You're right. Sorry about that. Okay, 310. Good thing I got another pair of eyes on this. Add row and save. Wonderful. Back. Advanced search. 310. Okay, let's log out, log in. And here we go. All right, now, advanced search. There it is, 310. So now I have it as a 310, and I could theoretically search everything that says annual in the 310. We're going to get much more advanced than this, but I'm just showing I've got something. By the way, I'm going to talk about the indexing of these records in a moment. Because you might say, oh, how do you already have it? But we'll talk about that in a moment. So any of these, if I look at them, kind of getting ahead of myself, but let's just see what we got here. Here's a 310 annual. Now, but let's call it something logical. So let's even see exactly what it's called. I think it's publication frequency or something to that effect anyway. Let's go to our Mark 21 bibliographic data, and let's go to our 310. And so let's call it the current publication frequency. So back to configuration, bottom left configuration, resources, custom index labels. So first we were in custom indexes when we defined it. Now we're going to custom index labels because we want to call it something logical for our staff. So I will say here, I'm just going to put in 310. Now, by the way, this only appears after you add it in the custom index. For example, right now you'll see I don't see 788, and later we will. See, I don't see 788. Later I will find it, and I'll say, do you remember I didn't find it before? Now we're at that stage of remember I didn't find it before. So let's continue with a 310. So let's call it something else. I think I will call it current publication frequency, and I will call that 310 Mark 21. Okay, well, let's even call it 310. We don't want to confuse people with that kind of stuff. Okay, save. All right, so now we've got the 310 there, and everything is all set. Did I save that this time? Let's make sure I click save this time. So let's go see the 310. Beautiful. Okay. Now let's see what's happening. Now I'm going to catalog 2 or 3 records because this requires that the records get indexed. Actually, I could just take an existing record and save it. Maybe that's what we'll do even. But this requires indexing because now you've built the definitions for the index, but the records need to be indexed in order to be able to use that new index. So there is a regular indexing that runs in Alma. Let's say here, I'm going to say, let's go to Google. I'm going to try something here. If I say I want semi-annual, or can you do it like this, like in the olden days? I want semi-annual or quarterly and indexing and Alma and Ex Libris. Okay, there we go. That's even a publication frequency, semi-annual. We could put that in one of our 310 subfield A's. So, okay, so you have to wait until that semi-annual indexing, or you could save the records yourself. But in any case, if you build this index, it's not immediately going to work on all of your existing records. Either you'll need to save those records or wait until the semi-annual indexing. Okay, let's continue. So I'm going to take some records and let's even add 2 or 3 new ones, just so we have some examples here with the 310. And I want to do them in very specific ways because I want to show different ways we can use that. So let's go to search resources, and I'll duplicate, so it won't take so long. I'm not going to search for 3 different records, but we'll see what happens here. Okay, so let's say I go to let's take the National Taiwan University, and let's say I want Journal of something that includes Taipei. Okay. Let's take this one here. I'll start with this one. Import, the Journal of the Chinese Chemical Society. And let's say here, my 310 now says bi-monthly. I'm going to change this just because I want to show something. I'm going to change this to annual. Okay, so I've got annual on this one. Save. And let's keep on the side here that this one has a $310 $A annual. Okay, let's go on. I'll have to search for that in the all titles because I didn't add any inventory. Let's come back again. It's already filled in cache, so it's fast. Okay, let's take now leisure time physical activities. Oh, this one here, this is a nice one, import, because this has an ISSN. I know it's really a journal. And let's make this one a 310 semi-annual. So this one here is this. Let's save this one. And let's come here and say, now I have this one with the 310 semi-annual. And let's do one more. Resources, search resources, and let's take this one. Okay. And this will be annual, or let's even say, occasionally, I don't know if that's an official option, but occasionally or sporadic. And now I'm going to make a $B annual. Let's say approximately once a year, subfield B annual. Now, we're not talking about official cataloging rules here. My purposes of the way I'm cataloging this is to show how the things are indexed. So let's say now save. Okay, now let's do a search here. If I come into advanced search and I search for that 310 and I'll say annual, and I'm going to add here that the MMS creation date is today because I want to limit it to those 3 records just to show how is this index working. So I'll say today, search. I'm doing contains keywords annual. Okay, I've got all 3. Why do I have all 3? Let's if I really want to prove something, actually, let me really prove something. I'm going to make another one today, which is not annual. That's if I really want to prove. So let's take now this one. I don't think I took this one yet. And did I take this one yet? That looks very similar to this one. I don't speak Chinese, but they look like that might be the same record. So I'm not going to take this one. Any of you out there, Chinese speakers, feel free. It is the same record. Oh, thank you, Angie. So maybe I do already speak Chinese and I just didn't even know it. So I'm going to release that one. And let's go take another one. Resources, search resources, and we don't want number 6 now. Okay. Let's take the Tamsui, Oxford, etc. Okay, so this one, oh, quarterly. I'll leave it as quarterly. Okay. Great. Back to our search. So now I'm saying annual in the 310 and created today. And I don't get the one about the math because that one has a 310, but it doesn't have annual. However, if I come back to this search and I say the 310 is not empty, now I get all 4. Because now it's finding everything that has a 310. Now, what we see here, by the way, the fact that it said 310 instead of the actual words, I'm going to sign out, sign in, because we did customize that word. The fact that I'm able to do now let's go in as Anchi this time. So the fact that I was able to get everything that has a 310 means I no longer need to make an indication rule. Those of you who are familiar with indication rules will know they allow us to take a set of records and get to a very specific group of that set by saying the field exists or does not exist, the subfield exists or not exist, or the subfield has a certain value or doesn't have a certain value. So really, I've have a situation here where I don't need to use indication rules for that purpose. There are other reasons we still need indication rules, but if it's to limit a set of records, I no longer need it. Let's see now. I'm back in here. Now I should have the real words of the 310. There it is. So this is what we defined in the custom index labels. Now I'm going to take it a step further. We said that we have 3 of those 4 records have the word annual in the 310. I didn't say and today's date and MMS creation date equals today. So these 3 have the word annual. And if we look at them, let's click on here. So if I go to bibliographic records, so this one has annual in the subfield B. Going to the next one. This one has annual in the subfield A, but not next to the subfield A. It's part of something else. This one has annual with the subfield A, and that's all. That's 3 of them. Now, what if I want only those records that have subfield A annual like the one I'm looking at right now? If that's the case, I can search also with the subfield because there's an option, and I have the option turned on now, and I'm not going to go into all of the configuration details right now of using this option, and actually it's still under development. Right now I've got mine hard-coded to use this feature. I have the indexes with the subfields. So right now my index is actually like this. This is my index. $A annual subfield B 1988 through. So my index actually looks like this. My index looks exactly like that and exactly like that. It includes the subfield A. Therefore, I can do a search here, which will be, I want only those that have the phrase $A annual. And now I'm only going to get those with annual, not in the subfield B, not after a dash and semi-annual, but only those that have annual. Look at that. One record, absolutely. Erez, this is a beautiful development. I know I say that in all of these sessions, and I always say, but this one really is, but this one really is. Because what you can do, any of you who have played around with the indication rules, now you're probably saying to yourself, why did I spend all that time learning the indication rules? By the way, there still is need for the indication rules. For example, in the publishing profiles and in the import profiles. Although even there you can play around with the set, but we'll save that for another day. So now I only got one that has that. And if I want only those that have semi-annual, I can take my search and I can say, give me only those that have $A semi-annual. Boom. So this one here has the semi-annual. So I'm able to pinpoint the exact location of where I want this index. It's also, by the way, a good way of finding errors. Like maybe someone put quarterly in the subfield B, and you can search for that. I could say, for example, let's do a little test here. I could say, for example, and I'm going to get rid of this, get rid of today's thing, because I want a bigger group now. I want to know how often, well, here, let's go a little crazy here. So I want, first of all, everything that has the word annual in the 310. And I'm going to limit it now. First, I want to get the large amount, 10,000, but I'm going to say plus. Let's say that 310 not contains phrase $A annual. So now I have all of them that have annual, but don't have $A annual. And let's even say another plus. And the 310 does not contain phrase $A semi-annual. By the way, is semi-annual twice a year or once every 2 years? Like bi-weekly. Is that once every 2 weeks or twice a week? But we'll save that for another day as well. So now this should give me only those records that have the word annual in the subfield B. I think that should be enough. Okay, search. And I think I might not even need this one because, but in any case, let's do it. Actually, I would need this one because here it's $A annual. This is a different phrase. So search. And I know I have at least one because I cataloged one like that on purpose by accident today with you. I put a subfield B annual. Search, but maybe there's others. Okay, let's see what we got here. Forum. Because I haven't indexed this. Let me keep it on today's. So let's go back to that and keep it on today's. That was my whole purpose of doing today's. Those that we just looked at haven't been indexed, what I described at the beginning. So I'm going to add another one and say MMS creation date is today. Because I know the ones today I saved and indexed. And so now this one should have the annual, because I said here 310 contains words annual, but it should not have it in the subfield A, because I said not contains phrase $A semi-annual and not contains phrase $A annual. And let's take a look. And sure enough, it's got the annual, but not in the subfield A. Now, I know there's a question. We'll get to it in a second. So what we've got here, if I come back to my metadata editor, just to point something out here, show the metadata editor, and this means that all of these wonderful indication rules can be used with, let's even go, okay. So all of these, I can now use the index. All of those that have a 041, which is not ing. So we could say we can index a 041 and say not contains phrase whatever, but the 041, typically it's used with ones that don't already have a index. If we come back to our search indexes here, into here, so the 041A is already indexed. So I don't need to do it on that, but all of the fields, I could index it if I wanted. So I can do it with the subfield A, etc., because the 041 now includes all of these subfields. If I want to search only on the subfield A, I can do it like I just did it and catalog the 041, index the 041. But let's get the question. Then I want to go to a 788 field, or maybe I'll even use the 041 because we got a nice example right here. I originally had the 788, and that's what's in the PowerPoint. That's what's on my predefined script here. But I think the 041 can be a nice example here. In any case, let's go take a look at the chat and see that question we got and if there's any other interesting questions. So if we want to find all records with subfield B in the 310, will the search be $$B? So the question is, let me just put the question on the screen. I'm never sure if everybody sees everybody's chats. So I'm just going to put it here. So the question now is this. So now we want to find all of the records. Let's make that a little larger for everybody. All of the records that have a subfield B. So you can simply search for 310 subfield B. I could say search. Let me get out of here. Here. I could say I want the 310. I don't even need the asterisk. Contains phrase because the $$B is part of the index. So if it has the $$B, I'm all set. Oh, I should have done in today. All of these will have a 310 subfield B, but let me just change this to today. So I'm sure I've got ones that are indexed. MMS creation date equals today. So these should all have a B. Let's see if they really do. I like this table view. So let's see view record. It's got a subfield B. Beautiful. I didn't search for the word annual. All I searched for was $$B. And let's view this record. It's also got a subfield B. So my search like this, where all I said was contains phrase $$B, that's a way to get all of those records that have a subfield B. Okay. Any other questions from anybody? Let's go open that chat one more time. Nothing. Okay. So let's move. Let's just do a quick sound check. Other than the person who asked that question, anybody else with me? I just want to make sure my communication is good. Then we're going to go on to another example. Okay. People say they hear me. All right. So let's take an example now with a 788. Or better yet, let's use the 041, because then I'll be able to search by subfield A. Because right now, even though we have the subfield, the 041, everything is going to, when I search language code, it's including A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and I. But using this new method, we're also able to do it with the 041. But let's make sure of something. Let's see if the 041 is indexed any other way. I'm going to say 041 here. So here we saw it's with all of the other fields. And I don't see anything. It's in the language, it's in the language code, but it's always got a bunch of other fields, and I don't want to search those bunch of other fields. So let's now do another few examples. So, and I will also point out, let's define it. Configuration resources. Now note, if I come to the customize index labels and I search for code 041, this is what I was going to show with the 788, but we've decided now based on a certain question that we're going to show only the 041. If I search for that here, It's local DC. That's Dublin core. So I don't have anything with the 041 for the bib, for a mark bib, for a local bib. Let's come here to, now I haven't done this before with the 041. Usually I test these in advance, but we're pretty confident this is going to work. I don't have bibfield 041. That's what I'm trying to prove here. And I want to make sure if I say bibfield 041, I do not have it. Okay. So let's come now to resources and custom indexes, not the labels, the custom indexes. And I'm going to say add row, add a 041. Again, I'm going to put this in the advanced search and I'll say add row. And this time I'm going to save. Let's make sure I really saved it. Yofi. Then we're going to say custom index labels. And now I'm going to look for that 041. Now I have it. A moment ago, I didn't have it. Now I do. Let's do something a little interesting here. Last time we went to the mark page. Let's go see what Claude says. Hi, Claude. Nice to see you again. I know you're not supposed to do this, actually. It uses a lot of water, apparently. But I'm going to say, please tell me what the official name of the 041 data field is in a Mark 21 bibliographic record. Thanks in advance. Okay. And let's see what he's going to tell me. Go. Okay. And we'll call it whatever Claude tells us. We'll trust Claude. Officially called the language code. Okay, he's so smart. He's even telling me comes from the, it's in the 0308, 35 to 37, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Thanks. Enjoy the rest of your day. Okay. So that's what we'll call it now. And let's go. You're welcome. I hope you have a great day as well. All right. So now we're going to call this language code 041. Save. Okay. Now, let me just close that team. Sorry about that. I guess I can close that. Okay. Where was I? Okay, now let's use it. So I'm going to log out, log in. We already saw that you log out, log in, and then see the actual word of it. So we'll come back here. We will sign out, sign in. I think I'll be Anchi again. Oh, it's Alicia will be Anchi. Okay. Well, I'll stay as Alicia. Okay, now let's go get, what do we got? 15 minutes here. Let's go get a few records. I could actually take the ones I already have as well and save those. Let's even go to the metadata editor. Actually, did I open those? Oh, here they are. Great. Okay. So let's say this one here will be a 041 chai, and that'll be enough. Save. Well, let's make this one ing, actually. Nope, we'll make that chai, just like in here. Save. But let's also put another $$a with ing. Okay, so this is chai and ing. Save. So this one here has $$a chai, $$a ing. on the 041. Let's move on. This one, let's make this one also chai, but only chai. Add field 041 chai. And maybe someone made a mistake and put it in the ing and put it in the subfield B. Let's go see here. I'm going to say field information. Subfield B, language code of the summary or abstract. So theoretically, it could be there. If I have it in a subfield C, well, that's an error. There is no subfield C. So let's make an error by accident. By accident, someone put it in the subfield C. Or actually, for my purposes, I'm going to put it in the B. We'll see why in a minute. Then, so these are both chai and ing. So this one is also chai and ing. Now, this one is going to be only chai. And this one will be only chai. Oh, this one has a bunch of them. Okay, we'll leave that one. So we have only one of them is only chai. The other ones are also ing. Okay, save. Actually, I didn't even change this one, so I'll just leave it. Okay, so now I can come along here and do an advanced search and say 041. Here's my new language. Now let's say I want all of those that have ing, and then I'm also going to say not contains phrase. So now I have all records that have an ing language code, which is not in the subfield A, because it doesn't have phrase $$A ing. Let me give it today's date. But it does have ing somewhere, but not in the subfield A. So the creation date equals today. Search. And here's one. So this, before I even look at it, this should have ing, like here, contains keywords ing, but it should not be in the subfield A. Let's do this interactive. Who thinks it works? And it is going to give me a record that has ing, but not in the subfield A. Raise your hand if you think that that's going to happen. I'm going to go look at the participants. Who thinks it's going to work? Who thinks now it's going to show 33 attendees? Let's see who thinks it's going to show. Anyone raise your hand? Robin, do you think it's going to work? Rachel, what do you think? Yukti, you probably think it's going to work. Okay, everybody thinks it's going to work. Let's go take a look. Here's my 310. I mean my 041, and correct, it has ing, but not in the subfield B. So it works correctly. We have the ing, but it's not in the subfield B. Everything is working properly. Now, more than that, let's say I want to make a set with these. I want to make a set of all records that have an ing, not in the subfield B. I'm going to create and filter set. And I'm going to call this all records which have eng in 041, but not in subfield A. Okay. Let's save that. And if we look at that set, let's go to Admin, Manage Sets. There will be one record in there. There it is. All records which have eng in 041, but not in subfield A. And because we're in our wonderful new UI, I can just come along and fix this right on the spot and rename it. Nice. Okay. Now, these indexes work like all other indexes. When we use the all other indexes, we can save a logical set, which automatically gets updated, and we see what our set query is here. It's looking for the 041 anywhere, but it doesn't have $$a-ing. Now let's go do another search. Resources, search resources. We're going to put in another one now, which should meet this. Let's see. I'm at National Taiwan University. Let's see if you've got anything in a Semitic language. Yes, you do. So let's take an import here. Oh, no, it went there. You don't have anything here. Okay. Let's just do one more. And if not, we'll just make something up.
Yoel, I'm sorry. Um,
Yes.
are you planning to give some time for the answer? I think the background of the indexing is being discussed in the chat, so let me know.
Okay, let me import and save this one, and then we can move to that.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm going to put here, add field, a 041 with a subfield A, Keeb, and a subfield B, ing. So this meets our criteria. It has ing, but not in subfield A. Save. And it's cataloged today. And we go to resources, admin manage sets. Content. Now I've got two records, including the one that I just cataloged now because it's a 041 subfield B. Okay, let me stop sharing for a moment. Erez, do you want to answer the questions? You want to take over and share your screen?
I'll answer the questions, but I think a little bit
Okay.
background about the indexing preparation is needed here, so that will
Okay, go ahead.
answer all questions. Okay, so we had planned this ahead of time, and we knew that if we want to give you or allowing you using this feature, you need your entire bibliographic data to be indexed. So what we have done, we took the opportunity of the last Samuel reindexing that took over in November, December 2025. And before opening this feature, we indexed the entire bibliographic data for all customers. This means that when you receive this feature in February, your entire data is indexed already. So in terms of the data preparation, this is ready for you. You can start working right now. I just want to emphasize on one point that is already written in Yoel's presentation, also in the online help and all this supplemented documentation about this feature, that the use of the subfield, one second, I'm going one step back. What we have done in terms of indexing the data is we took the entire field and indexed that as a one long string. It's important because you understand my next point. So what you all presented, that you can search by the subfield delimiter, this is currently only available for customers that use the parameter to include the subfield delimiters in analytics. This is the same infrastructure used by analytics and in the searching indexes in Alma. So for those that the parameter is already turned on, the data that being indexed for you is including the subfield delimiters, meaning every field that we took and indexed as a long string includes $$A, $$B, and the content within these subfields. For those of you that parameter is not turned on before, you have the options either to ask Ex Libris support to turn it on and then either reindex the entire data or wait for the next Samuel indexing. But if you do not want that data, the subfield delimiters included in analytics, but you don't want it for that feature of custom indexes, In May, the next release, we will have two separate parameters, one for analytics and one for that custom search indexes. So you will be able to have the delimiter within your data in Alma, but not in analytics. So again, if you have that analytics parameter turned on already for analytics, you will have the subfield delimiters in your data in Alma. If you do not have it, you either can wait for May or ask for that right now, but just be aware that it will be available, the delimiter, in both analytics data and in Alma, so you have a way to decide where you want, if you want that delimiter to be included. And that actually, that delimiter, the purpose of having that delimiter included is to allow you the way to search by subfield, although the custom search indexes that Yoel presented is basically on the field level and not on the subfield level. So in order to allow it to search by a subfield level, you need to be to index the data with the subfield delimiter and then index by that, and then you can search by that term, including the subfield delimiters.
Erez, can I take that question that the person asked? Because we got 3 minutes and maybe I can even show it live. The next question.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me share here. So someone asked, very interesting question. They're all interesting, but we don't want to be in there. Some are more interesting than others. Okay, so the question was, let me go to the chat. Can we use the greater than or less than signs is basically the question. I'll put it out here in the words so everyone can read it. Okay, so they want to know if it's a numerical field. Correct me if I'm wrong, person who asked. If it's a numerical field, can you use greater than, less than? Let's do a little test here. I don't even need, I'll just use the ones I already indexed just so we have examples ready. I'm sharing, correct? Yes. So if I take this one here, I'm going to make my 310 here. I'm going to make another 310. Let's say add field. Oh, I got to edit. Oh, let me go to the metadata editor. Okay, I'm going to make this, let's even use the 041. I'm going to say this is going to be 613. Whether it's the field you mentioned or this field, I'm just using this one because it's already indexed. And this one will be 248. I don't know if it's going to, we're going to find out in a minute, and this will be 365. Because the $A is part of it, so I wonder what's going to happen. So let's see now. So we have 248, 365, and 613. So if I come now and I say my 041 is greater, oh, no. No, the answer is no. Right, Erez? I don't see a greater than, less than here.
These indexes are textual search indexes.
Textual only. Okay, so there's your answer. Yeah. Textual only.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you,
see, we're at the end of.
Maybe you can try or provide an example where you use in the search term those characters. Because if you index the data as a text.
Okay, we'll save that for the next session. I see we're at 1 minute past.
Okay, so one last comment from my side. I didn't yet brought it. That delimiter parameter is internal. It's not something that we allow customer to define because it depends on reindexing, etc. So if you want to include it in your data and you don't have it already turned on, you have to contact Ex Libris support to do it for you and then wait for the reindexing.
Okay. All right. So thanks a lot, everybody. We will be posting the recording to YouTube and to all the other places I mentioned earlier. We'll send out a message to the Alma list when that is ready. Erez, thanks again for your time.
Thank you.
And if anyone wants to come see this again, we've got another session going on in Let's see, in 8 more hours? Yes, in 8 more hours, you can come see it again. And we'll hope to see you next week for what's next week? Oh boy, we're already forgetting what's next week. Let's go to the 2026 Roadmap Webinar Series. Next week, 2026 Roadmap Webinar. Next week, AI-based tools in Primo V NDE. Okay, have a nice day, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.